The night sky above Earth was quiet, filled only with the cold light of stars. Cities below glowed with electricity, people moving through their lives without knowing what was coming. Far beyond the reach of telescopes, space trembled with strange energy. A bright light appeared, so sudden and powerful that satellites caught fire and burned out. At first, scientists thought it was a comet. But comets do not move with such speed. The light expanded and shapes began to form within it. Giant ships, dark and sharp, came out of the void. They were larger than anything humans had ever built. Panic spread quickly. Governments called emergency meetings. News channels shouted about the end of days. People rushed to streets, pointing to the sky where massive shadows moved against the stars. On a secret military base, General Ross stood watching the radar. His face was pale. "They're not here by accident," he whispered. A young officer replied, voice shaking. "General, they sent a signal." The room went silent. Everyone stared at the giant screen where alien symbols glowed. Slowly, the computer translated them. The words appeared. "We came to help. We came to save." No one spoke for a moment. The words were too strange, too calm for such a terrifying arrival. General Ross finally said, "Save us." From what? Across the world, people asked the same question. Why would aliens travel across galaxies to save humans? From danger? From themselves? Or was this only a clever trap? The ships stayed in orbit, their lights pulsing like a heartbeat. Then a voice echoed across all radios, televisions, and even phones. It was deep, calm, and alien, but still understandable. "Humans of Earth, we are not your enemy. A great threat moves in your direction. We come to protect you before it is too late." The world shook with disbelief. Some cheered, others cried. Many refused to believe a single word. In a small town, a boy stared at the sky with his father. "Dad," the boy whispered, "are they angels?" His father shook his head, his eyes full of fear. "No, son, angels don't come in warships." Meanwhile, leaders of nations argued. Some wanted to welcome the aliens, others wanted to fire missiles and destroy them before they could attack. Distrust poisoned every word. In the base, General Ross listened to his advisors. "Sir, they say a danger is coming. What if they're telling the truth?" one asked. Ross narrowed his eyes. "And what if they are the danger? What if this is the oldest trick in war? Pretend to be a friend before striking the heart." The debate grew louder, but in space the aliens remained still. Silent watchers over Earth. Yet, not far away, hidden in the endless dark, another fleet stirred. Their ships were not beautiful like the newcomers. They were monsters made of iron and fire, shaped like claws and teeth. Their engines burned red like the eyes of demons. These were the Deathworlders, a name whispered across galaxies, a nightmare told to children on distant worlds. They were not here to save, they were here to consume. The aliens who had arrived over Earth knew this, but humans did not. To the people on the ground, every ship in the sky looked the same, dangerous, unknown, and terrifying. The first twist came quickly. A signal broke through the alien broadcast, filled with static and rage. A deep, broken voice said, "Do not trust them. They bring death. We are the true power, and we are already here." The voice faded, but its echo spread fear everywhere. Who had spoken? Another alien, or was it one of the so-called saviors lying to humanity? On the streets, people screamed. Some prayed, some shouted that Earth should fight back. In government halls, panic rose. General Ross slammed his hand on the table. "They are playing us. One says they came to save, another threatens us, and we," he pointed at the screen, "we are stuck between them." The young officer swallowed hard. "General, what if there are two fleets, one to help, one to destroy?" Ross froze, his blood ran cold. Because deep inside, he already knew the answer. Above Earth, the alien ships began to move. Their lights changed, flashing red and blue as if they were calling out in warning. A giant hologram appeared in the sky for all humans to see. It showed. A shadowy armada moving across space, swallowing planets, leaving fire and ash. The image zoomed closer and closer until it showed Earth. The voice spoke again, louder this time. The Deathworlders are coming. They cannot be stopped. But with us, you may survive. The hologram vanished, leaving only silence. General Ross stared at the sky through the window. If this is true, he muttered, then Earth is standing between two storms. One may drown us, the other may burn us. But either way, he clenched his fists. This night is only the beginning. And somewhere, in the black ocean of space, the Deathworlders' Armada opened its jaws and began to move toward Earth. The alien ships did not leave. They remained above Earth like silent guardians, their strange lights pulsing against the night sky. Every hour, their presence became heavier, pressing on the minds of people below. In cities, crowds gathered in fear and curiosity. Some lifted banners that said "Welcome Saviors," while others shouted warnings, calling the visitors demons. Every screen, every radio, every phone repeated the same message from the unknown fleet. We came to help, we came to save. But questions burned louder than the message itself. Save from what, and why Earth? Inside a vast underground command center, General Ross stood before a large screen showing the alien ships. Advisors surrounded him, their voices sharp with fear. "General, we cannot trust them," one officer said. "They show us images of some so-called Deathworlders, but who knows if that's real? This could be a trick," another voice cut in. "But what if they're right? If there really is a greater danger coming, then pushing them away could doom us all." Ross raised his hand for silence. His eyes were cold, steady. "I want answers, not fear. We ask them directly. If they truly came to save, they will explain themselves." Moments later, a communication beam connected. A vast hologram filled the room, showing a tall alien with pale silver skin, eyes like liquid glass, and a voice that vibrated like music. "Humans of Earth," the alien said slowly, "we bring you warning. The Deathworlders are near. They devour all in their path. Worlds burn, civilizations vanish. Your planet is next." Ross stepped forward, his jaw tight. "And why us? Why Earth? What do you gain from protecting a world you do not know?" The alien tilted its head. "Because your world is young but strong. You are not ready, but you will fight. We see hope in you, and hope must not be allowed to die." The words hung heavy in the air. Some in the room looked moved. Others whispered with doubt. Ross pressed harder. "If you are truly here to protect us, prove it. Give us evidence. Show us why we should believe you." The alien's image shimmered. Then a series of visions appeared in the air. Burning cities, on faraway planets, oceans turned to ash, skies filled with fire. The Deathworlders' fleet was shown, sharp and endless, like a tide of metal monsters. Gasps filled the command room. Even Ross's heart skipped, though his face stayed hard. "Those worlds," the alien continued, "were strong, yet they fell. The Deathworlders do not stop. They cannot be reasoned with. They only take, until nothing is left. If you stand alone, Earth will end." For a moment, silence held the room. Then one advisor whispered, "My God, maybe they really are here to help us." But Ross still did not move. He turned to the hologram. "You ask us to trust you. Yet trust is earned, not given. How do we know this isn't a trick to make us surrender to you?" The alien's glass-like eyes blinked. "Because we could have destroyed you already. We did not, because we give warning, not demands. You have choice, but choose quickly." The Deathworlders approach. The hologram faded, leaving the humans. With more questions than answers. Outside, chaos grew. Panic buying began in stores. Armies prepared for war. Conspiracy groups claimed the aliens were invaders wearing friendly masks. Priests shouted that the end of the world had come. In a quiet street, a woman named Sarah watched the alien ships with her young daughter. "Mommy," the girl whispered, "are they really going to save us?" Sarah hugged her close. "I don't know, baby. I don't know." While fear gripped the people, something darker stirred in the shadows of space. Hidden beyond the moon, the Deathworlders' scouts crept closer. Their ships were alive with red fire, their weapons ready. They did not speak in words. They spoke in hunger. One of their captains hissed to his crew, "The saviors are fools. The humans are weak. When they argue and doubt, we strike. Earth will scream, and the galaxy will hear." Back on Earth, the alien fleet made a sudden move. One of their ships descended lower into orbit, glowing bright, almost blinding. Every defense system on Earth aimed missiles at it, ready to fire. General Ross's voice thundered, "Hold fire! Not until we know what they're doing." The alien ship released a wave of energy. Instead of destruction, it spread a shield of light around the planet, shimmering like glass. Satellites and radars lit up with readings. The shield was real. It could block attacks from space. People stared in awe. Some cheered. Others feared what power these aliens truly held. In the command center, Ross whispered, "They're protecting us." He clenched his fists. "Or putting us in a cage." The young officer beside him said softly, "Sir, maybe both." That night across Earth, a message repeated again and again. It came from the alien fleet, calm and steady. "Humans of Earth, we came to save, but the Deathworlders are near. Prepare yourselves. Choose trust or choose fear. The storm cannot be stopped, only survived." And far in the black ocean of stars, the Deathworlders' Armada stirred. Hungrier than ever, their course locked on Earth. The warning had been given. But for humanity, the hardest question remained. Who should they fear more? The invaders who promised to save them, or the monsters already on their way? Space was silent, but silence did not mean safety. Far beyond Earth's glowing shield, in the black distance between stars, something moved. The Deathworlders' Armada, their ships, were not beautiful like the alien fleet that hovered over Earth. These were monstrous, built for terror. Sharp wings cut through the void, their engines burning red like molten fire. Some looked like giant claws, others like teeth ready to bite into planets. The ships did not shine. They swallowed light. Inside one of the alien savior ships above Earth, the silver-skinned commander stood in front of his council. His glassy eyes glowed faintly as he spoke. "They are close. The Deathworlders have begun their march. We must prepare." A younger alien soldier shifted nervously. "But the humans do not trust us. Their leaders argue. Their weapons point at us, even as we try to protect them." The commander's voice was calm but heavy. "Trust takes time. Time we no longer have." Meanwhile, on Earth, General Ross sat in the war room, his hands gripping the edge of the table. 100 screens glowed with data, images of the alien ships and maps of the sky. Officers shouted updates. "General, their shield is holding steady." "General, public opinion is splitting. Some call the aliens heroes, others call them invaders." Ross closed his eyes for a moment. His thoughts were sharp. If these aliens are lying, then we are already trapped. But if they are telling the truth, we may not survive without them. Suddenly, the radar alarms screamed. A new signal appeared, faint but growing. The room froze. Ross snapped, "Report!" The officer's voice shook. "Sir, unidentified fleet approaching from deep space. Enormous numbers. Their signature does not match the so-called saviors. It's something else." Ross's chest tightened. "The Deathworlders." The news spread quickly. The alien fleet above Earth confirmed it. A message echoed across the skies. They are near. The shadows of the Deathworlders reach your world. Prepare. On city streets, people panicked. Families grabbed children and rushed underground. Governments ordered blackouts. Armies readied their weapons. Fear became a second sky over Earth. That night, a strange signal broke through. It was not from the Savior fleet. It came from the approaching darkness. A deep, broken voice echoed across every device. Humans, weak, fragile. You are nothing. We come to take your world. Your bodies will feed us. Your cities will burn. Your sky will be ash. The message ended with static and a sound like claws scratching metal. In the command center, silence fell after the broadcast. Then one officer whispered, "God help us." Ross slammed his fist on the table. "We don't need God, we need strategy, we fight." But his words could not erase the fear. Far in space, the Deathworlders continued forward. Their ships moved like predators circling prey. In their command vessel, a massive figure stood. Its skin was black and scarred, its eyes burning red. The Deathworlder warlord growled to his generals, "The humans are weak. The so-called saviors will fall. We will take this world and feast on its fear." His generals roared in agreement, the sound echoing like thunder inside the ship. Back above Earth, the silver-skinned commander contacted General Ross directly. His voice filled the war room. "Human leader, you have now seen the truth. The Deathworlders are real. Alone you cannot win. With us you may survive." Ross stared at the hologram. His heart raged with mistrust, but he could not deny the danger anymore. "If we fight beside you," he said slowly, "what guarantee do we have that you will not turn your weapons on us next?" The alien commander's glassy eyes shone. "You do not, but we offer choice. Deathworlders give none." The words hit Ross harder than threats. Choice. That was the only difference between the two alien forces. Meanwhile, strange reports came from space stations. Shadows had been seen moving near the edges of Earth's orbit. Some stations went dark without warning. A survivor sent a final transmission before the signal died. "They're here. The Deathworlders are here." On Earth, panic exploded. Cities went into lockdown. Sirens wailed. The night sky lit up with strange flashes. As alien scout ships clashed near the edge of the planet's shield, Sarah, the woman in the small town, watched the glow with her daughter. The girl clutched her hand tightly. "Mummy, are they fighting?" Sarah whispered, "Yes, and soon it will be our turn too." In the war room, General Ross gave his order. "Activate all defenses. Alert every nation. Prepare for war." The first attack came without warning. A Deathworlder scout ship broke through the outer shield, its black hull glowing red as it dived toward Earth. Jets scrambled to intercept. Missiles fired. The sky turned into fire. The ship crashed into the ocean, sending waves higher than mountains. But before anyone could cheer, 3 more appeared. Then 10. Then 20. The battle had begun. Above Earth. The Savior fleet formed a wall of light, meeting the shadows head-on. Explosions tore the void apart. Screams of alien and human voices filled communication lines. On the ground. People watched the skies burn. Some prayed. Some screamed. Some simply stared. General Ross stood firm, his voice steady, even as chaos raged around him. "This is only the beginning. Hold the line." And in the darkness beyond, the Deathworlder warlord smiled, his red eyes burning brighter. "Let the humans fight. Let their so-called saviors bleed. In the end, Earth will be ours." The shadow of the Deathworlders had fallen, and the real war was only just beginning. The shield around Earth shimmered like glass, protecting the blue planet from the storm outside. Above, alien savior ships formed a wall of light, their engines glowing like suns. Behind them, the Deathworlders swarmed in endless numbers, their black hulls burning red as they prepared to strike. General Ross watched from the underground command center, his jaw locked. Every screen around him showed chaos. Alien ships clashed in the void, explosions lighting the darkness. Earth was caught in the middle, and trust was now more dangerous than fear. "Status report," Ross barked. An officer replied quickly. "The alien fleet is holding the line for now, sir. But the Deathworlders are probing the shield. If they find a weak point, they will." Ross cut him off. "They always do." Above the planet, 2 human ships rose into orbit. They had been sent not to fight but to observe the alien saviors up close. The government wanted proof, technology scans, recordings, something to confirm if the aliens truly meant to protect humanity. As the human ships approached one of the massive silver vessels, tension filled the airwaves. A human pilot whispered, "Into the comms. They're huge, like floating cities. Sir, are we sure this is safe?" "Stay sharp," the commander replied. "We're here to watch, not to start a war. But war has a way of starting on its own." When the human ships tried to scan the alien vessel, alarms blared inside the alien fleet. Defense systems activated, automatically mistaking the scan for an attack. A flash of light burst from the alien ship, striking dangerously close to the human craft. "Evasive maneuvers," the human commander shouted. The ship rolled hard, barely dodging the beam dot in the war room. General Ross jumped to his feet. "What just happened?" The officer's face turned white. "Sir," the aliens fired first. Ross's stomach dropped. Was this the moment the trap finally closed? Instantly, human forces on the ground scrambled missiles into launch position. Fighters screamed into the sky. Across the world, leaders shouted orders of retaliation. "Hold fire!" Ross roared, slamming his fist on the table. But his voice was only one among thousands of angry commands. Above Earth, the human ship's commander yelled into the comms. "This is a misunderstanding. Repeat, do not engage." The alien commander's voice cut through, calm yet urgent. "We did not mean to harm. Your actions triggered defense. Stop scanning, stand down." But before the confusion could be cleared, the Deathworlders made their move. Out of the darkness, black ships surged forward. They had been waiting for this, waiting for humans and aliens to distrust one another. Their weapons flared, and red fire streaked toward both fleets. One blast tore through the side of a human ship, ripping it open. The commander's last words crackled over the radio. "We are going down!" The signal ended in static screams, filled the command center as Ross slammed his hands down. "Damn it! They're exploiting the chaos. Get every defense online now!" On the streets of Earth, people watched the sky ignite. Bright streaks of light rained down as alien, human, and Deathworlder ships clashed above. Fear turned into madness. Sirens wailed, buildings shook, children cried. In a small town, Sarah held her daughter close in the basement of their home. The girl asked in a trembling voice, "Mommy, who is fighting us?" Sarah could only whisper, "Everyone." Back in orbit, the battle spiraled out of control. The alien fleet struggled to hold formation, defending Earth while dodging human suspicion and Deathworlder fire. The humans, fueled by fear, launched missiles at anything that moved too close. A young alien officer cried out to his commander, "They do not trust us. They attack even as we shield them." The commander's glassy eyes narrowed. "Then we will shield them from themselves." He ordered his ships to take defensive positions, creating barriers not just against the Deathworlders, but also against Earth's own missiles. It was a desperate move, one that risked being seen as aggression. General Ross stared at the madness unfolding on the screens. His officers shouted for him to give the order to strike the alien fleet. For one long moment, Ross's hand hovered over the command. Then, in a low voice, he said, "Not yet. If they wanted us dead, we would already be ash." But even as he held back, the Deathworlders pressed harder. Their warlord watched with cruel delight from his command vessel. His red eyes gleamed as he growled, "Yes, let them fight each other. Let them bleed. When they are weak, we will feast." And so the sky above Earth burned brighter. A human fleet scrambled to intercept, only to be ambushed by Deathworlder hunters. Explosions painted the night. At last, the alien commander spoke again, his voice echoing across all channels, reaching humans and Deathworlders alike. "Enough! You came for blood. We came for survival. If humanity will not trust us, then let them see what the Deathworlders truly are." With that, the alien fleet unleashed a wave of energy. For the first time, their true weapons were revealed. Great beams of light cut across the void, slicing through entire clusters of Deathworlder ships. The monsters screamed in rage, their numbers broken but not destroyed. On Earth, people froze in shock. They had just witnessed power, far beyond anything humans could imagine. Some saw hope, others saw a new reason to fear. In the command center, Ross exhaled slowly. God help us. They weren't lying. But the Deathworlders did not retreat. They had only just begun. Their warlord leaned forward, snarling. Now they show their claws. Good. The hunt is sweeter when prey dares to fight back. The battle raged on, fire against fire, light against shadow, and Earth, trembling beneath it all, understood a terrible truth. First contact had not brought peace. It had brought war. The battle had not stopped. Fires lit the sky across continents. Explosions shook cities and oceans. Earth's surface trembled as missiles, alien energy beams, and Deathworlder fire collided above. In the underground command center, General Ross stood silent, staring at the massive holographic map. Red markers pulsed where Deathworlder ships had breached the outer defenses. Blue markers showed alien vessels, still holding but under constant attack. Humans were caught in the middle, and trust was now a matter of life and death. An officer approached, voice trembling. "Sir, casualties are rising fast. We cannot hold the line much longer. We need a decision. Fight alone or cooperate with the aliens." Ross's hands clenched. He had hoped to find another way, but there was none. The Deathworlders were relentless, intelligent predators. They would not stop until Earth was ash. He turned to the officer. "If we fight alone, millions die. But trusting the aliens, we still risk betrayal." Another officer spoke up. "Sir, the aliens protected us before. They saved our cities from the first wave. If they wanted Earth destroyed, we'd be gone. Already." Ross ran a hand through his hair. "And yet, can we trust them enough to put humanity in their hands?" Meanwhile, above Earth, the alien commander observed the chaos. His ships weaved through the battlefield, shielding human fleets and cities, firing only at the approaching Deathworlders. A young alien officer beside him said nervously, "Commander, the humans doubt us. They fire upon our shields. They may destroy themselves before the enemy reaches them." The commander's glassy eyes glowed faintly. "Let them choose. Survival demands choice. Those who refuse to trust it will learn the cost." Back on Earth, public panic grew. In the city center, crowds had gathered on rooftops, watching the sky burn. Some shouted encouragement to the alien fleet, hoping for salvation. Others hurled stones and screamed curses, believing the aliens were invaders. Sarah clutched her daughter tightly in their basement. The girl asked, "Mommy, will the good people win?" Sarah swallowed hard, hugging her child. "I don't know, baby, but we have to trust the right ones, whoever they are." On the command screens, a new image appeared. A Deathworlder ship had breached the upper atmosphere, its red energy firing indiscriminately. Human fighters scrambled to intercept, but they were overwhelmed. "Sir," an officer shouted, "we're losing the upper orbit. If this continues, Earth's surface is next." Ross's eyes narrowed. "Then it is time. Send the message. Humanity must choose. Trust the aliens or face annihilation. Communication lines opened worldwide. The alien commander's calm voice spread into every device. Humans of Earth, the choice is yours. Stand alone and perish, or trust us and survive. The Deathworlders do not wait. Decide before it is too late. The room fell silent. Leaders, soldiers, civilians, all felt the weight of the message. In a war room in Europe, a general argued with her officers. We cannot risk surrendering our sovereignty, but if we reject them, we are dead. An aide replied, voice trembling. There is no time. They are already attacking. Either we trust or we die. Across the Atlantic, Ross watched the response from the world's leaders. Hesitation, fear, confusion. The human race was divided at its most critical moment. Suddenly, the Deathworlders launched a massive assault on the alien fleet. Beams of red energy tore across the void, striking the alien shields with deadly force. Explosions rocked the sky. The alien commander turned to his crew. We cannot hold forever. The humans must choose now, or all will fall. Ross looked at the map, at the human fleets frozen in indecision. If they wait too long, we're finished, he muttered. He pressed a button and opened a global broadcast. His voice rang over every network, calm but firm. People of Earth, listen. The enemy we face does not negotiate. They kill everything in their path. The aliens before us have saved us from destruction once. Trust them, and survival is possible. Refuse, and Earth will burn. Silence followed. Then small signs of agreement appeared. Cities lit beacons in support of the alien fleet. Ships fired only in defense, aligning with the savior forces, but not all. Some regions continued to resist, launching weapons at alien shields. A Deathworlder scout ship exploited this gap, firing into the chaos, destroying several human and alien ships at once. Ross clenched his fists. Choice comes with risk, but doing nothing is worse. Sarah peeked through a cracked window. The boom. Sky was still full of fire and movement. Alien beams clashed with Deathworlder darkness. Suddenly, a massive light shield expanded over the city, protecting the people below. The aliens had acted to defend even those who doubted them. Her daughter whispered, Mommy, they're helping us. Yes, Sarah said softly, tears in her eyes. Now we fight with them, or we die. The battle above continued, but the tide began to shift. United human fleets, now aligned with the aliens, pushed back the Deathworlder advance. Ships that had hesitated now fired in harmony, missiles synchronized with alien energy beams. The alien commander spoke to Ross over secure channels. Human leader, you have made the choice. Stand with us. Your species will survive if you continue to trust. Ross nodded, voice grim. We have no other option. Meanwhile, the Deathworlder warlord observed from the void. His red eyes narrowed. So they choose survival over pride. Fine. Let them live. For now. But every choice has a cost. Below, on Earth, people looked up at the sky. For the first time, hope mixed with fear. Survival depended on unity, but that unity had come at the edge of destruction. Ross watched the battle unfold, his voice quiet but steady. This is only the beginning. If we survive tonight, the war will continue, but at least we now have a chance. The alien commander, standing tall on his ship, responded, Yes, a chance to fight, a chance to endure. And in this galaxy, that is everything. The Deathworlders retreated slightly, regrouping in the darkness, waiting. The choice had been made. Humanity had survived. For now, but the war had only begun. The sky above Earth burned like fire. Alien ships glowed bright against the black void, forming walls of energy to protect the planet. Deathworlder vessels moved like shadows, black and endless, striking without warning. Explosions lit the night. as human and alien forces fought side by side, desperately holding the line. General Ross stood in the command center, sweat running down his face. He watched as screens displayed the battlefield in orbit and across continents. His hands gripped the edge of the table. "They're pushing harder," he muttered. "If we lose focus for even a second, it's over." A young officer replied, voice tense, "Sir, casualties are rising fast. Our fleets are being torn apart." Ross clenched his jaw. "We survive or die together. We have no choice but to fight." Above Earth, the alien commander observed the waves of attacking Deathworlders. His glassy eyes reflected the chaos. "Prepare the weapon," he ordered, "the one we hoped never to use." A junior officer's voice trembled. "Commander, are you sure? It will destroy everything in its path. Even humans nearby may not survive." The commander's voice was calm, unwavering. "If the Deathworlders reach Earth, there will be no one left. We cannot hesitate. Humanity must live." Far below, on the streets, civilians huddled in shelters. Sarah held her daughter tightly. Through cracks in the wall, they could see the sky glowing with fire and energy. Her daughter whispered, "Mummy, will we die?" Sarah kissed her forehead. "No, we fight. We survive. That's all we can do now." In orbit, human and alien ships maneuvered together, a coordinated dance of survival. Missiles and energy beams streaked across the void. But the Deathworlders were relentless, larger and faster than ever before. Their warlord watched with red, burning eyes. "They think they can resist us," he hissed. "Fools! Every world falls eventually. Every light dies, and Earth will be no different." Suddenly, a massive Deathworlder ship broke through the human-alien line. Its weapons fired in wide arcs, tearing apart two alien cruisers and sending a human battleship spinning into debris. The alien commander shouted, "Hold! Focus fire! Protect the Earth's surface at all costs!" Ross gritted his teeth, voice steady, despite the panic around him. "All units, concentrate on that ship. Don't let it breach the atmosphere." The battle raged. The shields protecting Earth shuddered under relentless assault. Explosions lit the horizon, shaking cities with their force. Even the alien fleet looked stretched to its limits. Then the alien commander activated the ultimate weapon. A massive beam of concentrated energy shot from the core of the largest ship, slicing through Deathworlder ships like they were paper. Ships disintegrated instantly, their red fires snuffed out. "Commander!" a junior officer cried. "It's working!" "But the recoil, it's destabilizing our shields." The commander's voice was calm, precise. "We hold. For Earth, for humanity. Focus on defense now." On Earth, humans watched in awe. Some cheered. Others trembled, realizing the full scale of what fought for their survival. Even the cities, aligned with alien forces, were at risk, yet the aliens did not hesitate to shield them, risking everything. Sarah's daughter asked quietly, "Mommy, why are they helping us if we doubted them?" Sarah whispered. "Because they know the right choice isn't always easy, and they fight for those who can't fight yet." The Deathworlder warlord roared from his command vessel. "Enough of these fools! Destroy them all!" Red beams cut across space toward the Earth's surface. Cities erupted in fire. Human forces tried to intercept, but they were outnumbered. The alien commander yelled, "Protect the surface! Protect the people!" Fire at every approaching ship. A massive Deathworlder ship dove straight toward a major city. Ross shouted into the comms, "All units, focus everything on that vessel. Do not let it reach the ground." The alien fleet responded, their beams glowing white-hot. The Deathworlder ship exploded mid-air, sending shockwaves across the city below. Dust and debris rained down, but millions survived. Still more ships poured in. The Deathworlder warlord's eyes narrowed. They fight and yet they survive, for now, but this planet will fall. Every world does. Ross turned to the alien commander over the secure line. We need a plan. If more keep coming, we can't hold. The commander's voice was steady, yet heavy. There is one option, a weapon of immense power. It can destroy all in the Deathworlder fleet at once. But it may destroy part of the planet if misused. Ross's heart raced. And the humans. Millions are below us. We have shields prepared, but nothing is perfect. You must decide. Use it and risk loss for survival, or wait and face extinction. Silence fell. The weight of the choice pressed on everyone. Ross's officers held their breath. Sarah's daughter clung to her mother, listening to distant explosions. Finally, Ross spoke. We use it, but coordinate with the aliens. We minimize civilian casualties. Survival comes first. The alien commander acknowledged. Understood. Prepare the coordinates. Focus the weapon away from population centers. As the final beams charged, Deathworlder ships surged forward for one last assault. Their warlord screamed in fury. You will burn. Every light will die. Then a massive white-hot pulse erupted from the alien vessel. It expanded like a star, sweeping across the void. Deathworlder ships disintegrated instantly, thousands vanishing in a single strike. On Earth, cities shook with the residual energy. Dust and light filled the skies. People fell to their knees, unsure if they were witnessing salvation or the cost of survival. Ross exhaled, voice hoarse. It's done. For now. The alien commander appeared over the comms. The Deathworlders are broken, but not gone. They will regroup. This is only the beginning of a longer war. Earth survived today, but tomorrow is uncertain. Sarah held her daughter close, whispering, We lived. We survived. But even as relief spread far, in the dark reaches of space, the Deathworlder warlord's eyes glowed brighter. His mouth twisted into a cruel grin. They think this ends here. Fools. We will return, and next time, there will be no hope. Above Earth, alien ships remained in orbit, shields glowing, weapons ready. Humanity had survived the night, but the galaxy whispered a warning. The war had only begun. And for the first time, humans understood the truth. Survival meant unity, trust, and courage beyond fear. The last stand was over. But the fight for Earth's future was only beginning.